Good morning, everyone. Today, the topic of our presentations is Waitsia Gas Project Stage 2 in regard to how climate change was addressed in relation to our ideas. For best participate in EIA, our group members are Shui Jingquan, Xi Wang, and Wenyi Zhang. We are focused on Waitsia Gas Project Stage 2, and we have two ideas about this project and climate change. The first idea is EIA should consider greenhouse gases emission. And the second idea is EIA should consider the gas leak during the pipeline replacement. There are many problems with gas. For example, according to Zhang, the contribution, gas will produce photochemical smoke, and would point out that burning gas can pollute the climate and harm human health. Also, the gas leak is another big problem. Even if it's accidental, but once it happens, it will cause an explanation. Now, my team member Xi Wang will give you more details about our ideas.
Was EIA should consider Scope 3. Scope 3 is about greenhouse gases emission. We choose these ideas because the purpose of Waitsia Gas Project Stage 2 is to extract new energy. But many greenhouse gases are bound to be generated during the extraction and the construction of the plant. And in Waitsia Gas Project Stage 2, greenhouse gases emission are one of the pollution sources that affect the local climate change. So that the Scope 3 is the most important part that we should consider. Actually, this project is based on the Commonwealth National Greenhouse and Energy Reporting Act recommendations for greenhouse gases emission and to maintain emission within the baseline, which is a good way to minimize the impact of greenhouse gases on the local environment. Our idea too was EIA should consider the gas link during the pipeline's replacement. We choose these ideas because Waitsia Gas Project Stage 2 Greenhouse Gases Management Plan. In having said, although natural gas linkage during the pipeline maintenance is an optional event, it is still necessary to consider the impact of gas leakage and the amount of leakage on climate change. In fact, this project has already implemented preventative maintenance practices that are in line with good industrial practices. This can prevent gas linkage. This project is not completely considered because it doesn't take into account the long-term use of the pipelines. The pipelines will be crowded or even locally brittle. EIA should consider the gas link completely to prevent natural gases link from causing serious harm to the local climate. Now, let my team member Shui Jingquan introduce to you.
Next, we will test whether the two ideas put forward by our groups are taken into account in combination with actual cases. First of all, in this greenhouse gas management plan, the author focus on the greenhouse gas emission range, which is in line with our group's idea that the greenhouse gas emission range should be considered in EIA. Some authors have written about it. It is essential that greenhouse gas emissions be rapidly reduced in order to avoid so-called dangerous climate change. In Section 3, the authors refer to the greenhouse gas emission management preventions table. The table clearly sets out environmental standards for greenhouse gas emissions, with the aim of reducing greenhouse gas emissions as reasonably practicable. As for the second idea, gas leakage during pipeline replacement, this is an accident event, but should also be taken into account in EIA plans. In this plan, about the maintenance and the management of hardware facilities, the author only mentioned the preventive maintenance practice implemented by MEPAU without specific content, which I think is not rigorous. The safety of the pipelines that carry this gas, natural gas, hydrogen, is very important because of the potential risks associated with inefficient pipelines. Therefore, it is important to consider the pipelines maintenance and prevention in EIA. This is our reference list. Thank you for listening.